What's up, guys? Rashad with Bad Beats here, and today we're joined by Eric. Eric, what'd you do today?
I played in the new pre-release event that we had, and I was playing Frieza Prison. Uh, I've been talking with Legends about it since I saw him top 8. What was it, the regional or the 1K or whatever it was? And I was like, man, I've always really wanted to play this. I played it way back when you, what was it, Bobbity into the KO cans and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
I was like, man, I really loved that, and I missed it. And I was like, well, I wonder what kind of shenanigans that we could do with it now. Made some of the changes that he would have wanted to make and some of the other things, and fixed ratios. But it wasn't complete today. I was missing 4 Wolfang Fists. I've been waiting a week on them. If I get them, I get them. If I don't, I don't. It's on Giancarlo at that point. But yeah. Anyways, shout out to Eternity's Portal in Bainbridge, our locals. Great prize support always, every week. And yeah, let's get into the deck profile. If you don't know what the leader does, 10k on the front. You cannot play battle cards in your deck with energy cost 3 or less, which is fine. But sometimes you have to find cards and ways to be able to combo early on without having to get rid of all your big stuff. But what it does is activate main. You look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add 1 mono red extra card to your hand, and that's it. It awakens at 4, draws 2. On the back, it activates main, draw 1, and then it has a negate. If you, it can negate a battle card swing once per turn if you pitch a Frieza army card. Overall, I use these abilities all the time. On the awaken turn, generally you want to try to awaken around, I found around turn 4, turn 5. You search for a card if you have your unison out. You search for another card, so it's 2 cards. You awaken, you draw 2, and then you use his ability that's a 5th card, and then you of course draw for turn. So you can go from 0, even if you're playing against Cell Surge or something like that, to 6 cards at hand in 1 turn, turn 3 or turn 4 or turn 5. So I think that's pretty awesome. I also played the deck at 60 cards. It's really hard to kind of cut it down, but the reason we're able to play the deck, the super combo, weirdly enough, I actually barely played it today. It was mostly to kill people, but it's very unique. It doesn't draw. When it leaves your combo area, it gets removed from the game instead. And it has limit 1. I don't want to get this wrong, so it has limit 1. If your leader card is a red Frieza BR, which it is, and your life is at 3 or less, so you can't use the ability at 4 or more. When this card is used in a combo from your hand, the next time you would activate a mono red extra card with the original energy cost of 3 or less, this turn reduces cost by 1. So a lot of the times, whether I was going for game or trying to survive to clear something off the board or something like that, we play Frieza's Death Balls, and that was kind of like my favorite target, or the Sensu Bean, Corrin's Tower, and I would just combo this, and then Frieza's combo this, Frieza combo Frieza. But I'd have to pay. I wouldn't have to pay for the first Frieza's Death Ball that I had, but I'd have to pay for the rest of them. It just made it really easy for kill turns to minus 30. You know, their leaders by 30k. Not fun. Biggest thing, the Gogeta package. Me and Legends talked about this quite a bit. I played him once today. He's very good. He's good mostly under your 8-drop Frieza, because you can play him, you don't have to crit life, and then he puts so much pressure, he minuses their leader or whatever problem card by 20k whenever he swings. He's just the ultimate good card. I would not play more than 2. I thought about cutting him back down to 1, but you know, it is what it is.
Also, he minuses when your opponent swings.
Yes, defensively he's amazing, and especially if you have him out with this card. I never played Goku, and if I probably play this again, I might drop these 5 drops in this Goku altogether and leave these 2 in the hardcast and hardcast these Vegetas. So many games today, this Vegeta, I just hardcasted it onto the board, and then I just swung with it for double strike at a unison or something, and then they could not apply enough pressure with his ability not being once per turn, like whether they're playing shit or whether attacking. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it says if this card is in rest mode, when one of your opponent's battle cards is played or attacks, you may choose that card and it gets neg 10k for the turn.
So they play it -10. If they swing with it, another -10. Your card's gross.
Yeah, it was a situation today where there was an EX evolve and he didn't understand how the -10 went. So he played the skillless card, a -10 it, and then he EX evolved into a 20k, and I was like, well, that bit did. So I was like, well, that shit died. But honestly, I only charged this card today. I comboed with it twice. We were playing this because this was a great turn 3 play because there's just times where you don't really. That's kind of the awkward turn. Not in my build because I didn't have the wolf things to protect the unison, so I generally try to play at turn 2, so I had one up. But I never wanted to play this card today. Never once wanted to play it for 5 and then I never had these cards in my head. I would play this and then draw a card off an effect or something, and my next card would have been the other one I needed. It was just terrible. I would probably change these 6 cards out for something. Keep these in. But that Vegeta's retarded and it stays in. Card's so stupid. What's different is I played 2 of these. This card was amazing today. Since I never had this online turn 3, and I do play 2. I Live to Fight Another Day, I believe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's the name of it.
Yeah. But this was my other turn 3 play. We're in a current meta where I feel like turn 3 is kind of everyone's like green light and they try to go in and everything. And just minusing 20k a board, it either clears their whole board or makes the things that are on the board unable to like push you into a place where you feel uncomfortable. And him able to being your leader at the same time is just amazing.
Yeah, that being the leader effect is like really good, especially since your deck's all defensive. It's kind of like when you're playing against like those weenie aggro decks, they can kind of get annoying when they get going so fast. But in this clears like the whole board of them, and then being the leader, so it's just like an amazing card against a lot of matchups.
Facts. And I never didn't want to see this card, unlike those Gokus in these Goku. I charge these almost every time, but I always save this to play it, and it was just really, really good. I'm not upset that I played this card. Next, we're getting into the Frieza's army stuff. Play 4 of this big motherfucker. This card was stupid today. If I had the 8 drop out, you just play it. I don't create anything. I take 3 cards from your hand, swing double strike, create at you over and over again. That's about it. And then since it has unique, it's really good in the sense of because you don't want to just sit here and just combo it off and play another one, and there's no point in that. So you just keep swinging with this one, and if you have more than 3 in your hand, every turn that they try to swing at you with a battle card, you just pitch another one to negate for your leader's ability. So it's really good. Was never upset with it, and it's a free combo for 5k if you absolutely need it to be. So that's very helpful. He was playing 1 of these. I played 2. Fu is very relevant at our locals.
That it is.
So, I'm not trying to dot a Fu dog. Or any kind of Android shit or whatever. I don't want anything stupid to come out and try to kill me at a point. Yeah, I played it once today, and it won me the game. So it did what it was supposed to. I like playing 2 because playing it as a 1-of in a 60-card deck, yeah, you go through your deck a lot, but you put a lot of battle cards back into your deck until you flip your leader over. You're not really actually drawing anything. So I wanted to make sure I could see it. Plus, if you have 2 and you only need 1 on the board, because that's kind of redundant if you have 2, unless it's just for 20k crit double strike, you can pitch it for your leader's ability. Oh, he's got out of order really fast. There you go. Next, we play 4 of our 7 drop. This card is really good. Generally, I hardcasted the 8 drop like once, but most of the other times I evolved it onto this. What this card says is if you have 5 extra cards, red extra cards in your grave, you can reduce this cost by 1. If you have 10, you can reduce it by 2. Generally, you play this on at turn 6 when you have 6 energy. To be able to play it, you have to tap out for it, but it's a good reason to tap out. His ability says whenever it gets played, you choose all cards on the field 20 that are 25k or less, and ignoring barrier and KO them. That's really good.
Yeah,
especially
really good.
Especially right now. But I do believe it says it's all yours too. So it blows up everything but this card, and which is fine because until about turn 5, you really don't play a whole lot of battle cards, so it doesn't really matter. And then what on top of this, you play your 3 8-drops. This is the best card in the deck by far. What it says is while it's on the board permanent, you and your opponent cannot play battle cards that cost 30k or more. If we do, we have to pay crit 4 life in addition to be able to play it. So it's a cost. I ain't gonna lie to you, the card's good. But it's also 30k crit. So
and it's like good because you get like maybe 1 turn to max power it before they just have 8 energy.
Right.
So like,
if you don't got max power for it, dog, I don't know what to tell you. Like, cause after this turn, I'm gonna bring out most likely this motherfucker, and we're just gonna start going to town on you. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. But also, you can't play more than one of these on the board because there's 30Ks. So once you have one on the board, I generally try to keep a second in case they can out it with something. But then the third one, if you ever draw into it, once again, it's a Frieza's Army card, so you can pitch it for the battle card negate for your leader. Very defensive. And then my secret rare. I was going between this and Gohank's. You could also play the new Radiant Sands ones if you wanted to. I don't see why you would. But I mean, it does bottom deck for the battle card, so it's not terrible. I feel like I wanted my Frost Unison on the board a lot more, and turn 5 wasn't enough for me to want to just like triple strike someone to death. But it's still a good option. Either one's fine. You can play Big Titty Kai if you wanted to. This card actually won me like 2 games today. It's insane. I'd get them down to 4 or 3 life, and then they're like, haha, but you're tapped out. And then I'm like, okay, well, let me see if you got a spark in the gate. Oh, you don't? All right. And then this is what I would push with the super combo on their turn to be able to, for free, like if I was tapped out, for free, play one of, like I could Frieza's Death Ball for free one time, and then I could put on some Akaba's Awakening or whatever, activate battle to start going up. It was ridiculous. I think I got it to 126k today. Quad strike. Here's the heart of the deck. The Unison Frost. Every turn between your leader and this, you get 2 extra cards. This looks at the top 4. Your leader looks at the top 5. So you get to look through 9 cards for 2 red extra cards. It's amazing. There was a point against the red Broly player where I kept looping because I would plus it, and then minus it, and bring back the paralysis technique and the violent race, so he could never like swing at me. And I was just like, all right, and he couldn't swing at this either, and so I was just like, all right, cool. But this card is saying this what helps it go, and plus the blocker. This deck is so much better with Wolfang's Fist because turn 2 you can play this and have defense. But with me today, I found myself a lot of time, unless I was playing a slower deck, which, you know, like they started off slow or something, or I wasn't afraid to take a few hits. Playing it on turn 3, so I can have 1 energy up to kind of protect myself. Moving into extra cards, making sure I'm not lying. Played 4 Kaba's Awakening and 3 Cease to Exist. You can't play battle cards that are 3 or less, so you won't always have combo power in your hand. There's so many times where people thought they were slick and try to swing 15 at my 10k leader, and I'm like, all right, 16. All right, 16. All right, 16. And they're like, damn, how many you got? And I'm like, bro, you just watch me pick up 2. Like, I don't know what you want from me. It's also really good at going for game. This card was probably the MVP today. It helped me clear boards. It helped me combo. I recycled. Like, I was clearing board, recycling it with Frost, and just keep doing it. Or like, just the utility is just stupid. I wouldn't play it at 4. I felt 3 was just perfect. I always saw them. But if I had to choose one card to cut for it, it'd be to go down to 3 and 4 of these. Just because of the utility to pay 3. There's a lot of times where you have like 6 or 7 energy and you don't want to just like straight throw out a fatty. Where you could just play 2 of these or something, get them back with Frost and be like, haha, bitch. This is where my list different a little bit also. I played 1 core. I never needed more than 1. It came in. I also used this off of my King Cold super combo to play this for free. It felt a lot better than paying 1 for it, I'll tell you that. To be my leader for the turn and to minus something 5k ignoring barrier. It was great. I side 2 more, but it's just in there for like decks like Vajax or any small thing that can just try to keep coming at you. If you can combo this with your, what's it called? This. If you can combo this with this, and then your leader's at 20k or 25k, depending early on if he's already awakened or anything like that, and just being able to do it for 4 energies just feels really good. This was the best card in the deck all day, outside of Cease to Exist. This is what helped me kill all my opponents. I just, alright, well, your leader is negative 30. Like, and then mine's plus 45. I don't know what to tell you, dog. Like, you just die. If you don't know, this card's Activate Battle. Your stuff gains 15 per card on their board for the battle, gets minus 10. So I just always choose their leader. Originally, I didn't have 2 of my A drops today, so I was going to play this, and in testing, I was like, it's okay. This card was fucking stupid today. It prevented so many people from playing so many things, and it's just like, basically, I would play it on, not just always turn 3, I would play it on turns where it seems like they're about to blow up, like they're about to ult a unison, or you can tell like they're building up the combo in the pieces in their hand. I played this, and they couldn't play anything. They just swung with what they had on board and passed, and I'm like, bet. It was awesome. This card is stupid, though. I hate this card. If you don't know what this card does, you draw 1 card when you play it, and then during your opponent's next turn, not during the turn you play it, during your opponent's next turn, because people kept asking me that. You good? Okay. They cannot play if they choose to play battle cards with 20k power or less, they have to pitch 3 cards as a cost. So, fuck this card. When you're playing against it, but when you're playing with it, yes. Shout out to Giancarlo. 2 active MS technique. This card was great. Because there's so many times where you have a board wipe of, and we'll get, and I can go ahead and show them the 4 paralysis technique and the 4 Planet Vegeta's final moments. These cards are amazing. Sometimes this card gets very scary and you have to really know how to sequence and combo your negates correctly. This minus 5Ks their whole board and negates the attack, except for unisons. And this minus 10Ks both of our boards and leaders, minus not unisons, and negates an attack. You kind of combo and you can wipe the board, but having these on the board and people feeling that they can be risky with like a 10k left where they can like shotgun to go for a game, and I'm just like, I have like 2 life or something, I'd be like, I'm gonna play this and kill it. Or a death ball or something. Like it was just really, really good. And then last from my negate package was 2 Violent Raids. I wasn't sure how well Violent Raids was gonna do, so I went from 3 to 2. Legends was playing 3, but 2 always seemed right. And then with Frost, whenever I had it, I always ended up being able to loop 1 and then another one of my negates, and I just always had something online. I don't know if there's a lot. I don't know if Android 16 picks up stuff, like picks up in power, it could be good again because of dual attack. I know Kaba stuff, a lot of it, like a lot of the power cards when they push for game is over 20k, stuff like that. It's a very okay card. I'd say it's a very good negate, but it's not great. My favorite negate of the whole day was Paralysis Technique. For some reason you play this card, they just stop attacking you. But yeah, guys, I went 2-0-1. I had a tie today. Jesus Christ. But be weary. I went into time. I 2-0'd my last 2 opponents, and I only got 2 games in round 1. So I had to realize what I had to do really quickly. But if you don't play this, if you don't want to go into time, that's all I'm gonna say. You'll have 2 games, and that's it. So if you don't win game 1, you playing for the time, baby. That's all I got to say. So you better win game 1. and then just know you're gonna go into time. That's it. Oh shit. But all right, guys. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
All right, we'll see y'all in the next one.
Peace.